One of the NFL's greatest all-time quarterbacks has filed a lawsuit against the league. Welcome into your ESPN headlines. I am Doug Kazarian. Dan Marino is one of 15 former players who's filed a lawsuit in federal court in Philadelphia to file a concussion-related lawsuit against the NFL. For more, we welcome in legal analyst Lester Munson. And Lester, what more can you tell us about this latest lawsuit?
Dan Marino and the other 14 players are the latest to join 5,000 other NFL players in their attempt to collect for concussion injuries from the National Football League. This filing by Dan Marino is an indication that the settlement that was reached several months ago, in which the NFL would have paid $765 million over a period of time, that settlement is now falling apart. Marino filing adds to those who are objecting to the settlement, who are not going to accept it, and who are going to pursue their remedies in court against the NFL.
Why is the settlement falling apart?
The settlement is falling apart because the lawyers representing the players apparently settled for too little. Most of the players have figured out that even though they would receive an injection of funds right now, it would not be enough to sustain them over the remainder of their life. They are beginning to understand that although it sounds like a lot of money, from the NFL's point of view, with 32 teams and 18 years to pay, it really does not amount to much money, and the players are beginning to understand that, and Dan Marino, one of the great names in the history of the league, is now among them.
All right, so you have over $750 million, about 5,000 former players, including, like you said, a legend, Hall of Famer Dan Marino, all involved in this concussion-related lawsuit. So how do you see this all playing out?
I think that sometime in the next several weeks we're going to begin to understand that the settlement is not going to work. There will be too many players who will choose not to agree to the settlement, and at some point the National Football League will have to decide whether it wants to pay this money or it wants to take its chances in hundreds and thousands of trials across the country against these players. There's more to come. We just don't know exactly when, but the settlement is in real trouble.
Certainly is an ongoing situation. We should also note the NFL has denied those claims about the long-term dangers of concussions. That is ESPN legal analyst Lester Munson. I am Doug Kazarian. For all your ESPN headlines, just keep it here on ESPN.com.